What is going on, everybody, and welcome to tonight's CCL doubleheader. We have the Fanshawe Fuel T1 boys playing against McMaster University and as well as OTSU, Ontario Tech University. Tonight, I'm joined by Mins and my SMG duo from T2 Boss Frost. Teo, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. It's nice to be here. First time casting. Love casting with my sub duo, so see how it goes.
Yeah, so Teo is in place of me as the analyst tonight, and I'm obviously in place of Reader as the play-by-play. So I guess we're flexing a little bit in COD terms, aren't we here?
Oh yeah, for
Let's
sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. Let's get right into the starting lineup here. So nothing changes from the first week. We have Pups, Radix, Mega, and Bonk Teo. I mean, I'm sure you've watched week one. What do you like about these guys so far?
So they started off pretty slow on week one, but they definitely picked it up. They're definitely searching for vengeance here. They're definitely going to come out on a heater. It should be very interesting to watch.
No, for sure. And I mean, we know the potential of these guys. We had seen it last year all throughout NACE, and like they showed some sparks of what they can do against Brock U. Obviously, it's their first game ever in the CCL, the main CCL league, which is no small matter. So obviously there was some nerves, and we kind of talked about it that with them and how they were kind of struggling to kind of get their footing a little bit. And we know the potential this team has, so we're looking for a better performance for sure tonight.
Yeah, and
Let's
relating it to last season, we when we played in NACE for Cold War, they did have a big loss against U Windsor, which then definitely got them going and searching for vengeance in their playoff run. And they made a big run there and had it going right after. So we're expecting some more of that tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Let's kind of take a look at some of these stats from the first game here, starting with the subs. So this is your forte, Teo. What do you like about these subs so far?
So Mega, great sub. He had a little bit of a rough start last game in his first game in the CCL, but I'm expecting some big things out of him. He's a Slayer type SMG. You don't want to get in one-on-ones with him, but even more, you don't want to get in one-on-ones with Pups. Pups will fry you. He will destroy you. You don't want to fight him. Even he'll take a 2-on-1 any day of the week. He will be that guy. Pups getting a little more time than Mega. I think Pups is trusting Mega to get a little more slays out, and Pups is gaining a little more time and trusting that his other sub will pick up those kills around the map. But Pups definitely taught me a lot in the way I play. I think he taught you a little bit, so these subs are probably top tier.
Oh, 100%. And like, yeah, like just looking at these KDs and these stats right now, like these stats are so fluctuant. Like one bad game won't decide and determine like how these guys play throughout the rest of the year. So like don't take these KDs to heart yet. There's still I think like 8 more games, 7 more games left so far in our stage. So there's tons of time for these individual stats to grow. And I mean, I'm honestly not too worried about these guys. They've already suffered their probably one of their biggest losses by far as a team. And like you said earlier, they're just coming ready for vengeance. And with the subs, we also have our AR duo. So let's take a look at these guys as well. So Radix and Bonk, obviously Radix kind of, and these two are mostly interchangeable. Like we really, I'd say, don't really have a true main AR on this team because we've seen Bonk play the SMG on Bocage while Radix stays back with the AR, and we've seen Radix play the SMG on other maps, right? So there really isn't one main AR on this team. And like I said, these KDs and these stats will vary throughout the stage, so I wouldn't take any of these stats to heart. I'm sure you can expect some very good individual performances tonight from these guys. And just playing against them in Eight's Tail, like, what do you like about these two as well?
Radix is very hard to play against. He's always sitting back and waiting for you like an AR should. So like he's sitting in those spots that AR should be sitting in, and you're as a sub personally, you don't really expect him to be there, and he just beans you from map. The guy was on a nice kill game the last time we scrimmed him. I don't think he missed any of his shots when he shot at me or you or any of our ARs. But Bonk, on the other hand, he's great AR as well. The guy is looking for vengeance this game, and I know he is because I heard them talking before the game. He is ready to come out on a heater and ready to destroy this team.
Oh, I know. And like the one thing that I've liked so far about Bonk joining this T1 team and just like playing with them, very casually throughout like GBs and like online tournaments and stuff is like how smart he is, not only in hard points, but he is in S&Ds. Like he brings so many great strategies to the table. And I feel like it's correlated kind of into how T1 plays a little bit. And I think the more comfortable they get and the more reps they get in certain maps, the more the experience of all these players will just come out. And you'll see a lot more of these just different strategies from everybody because everyone
Yeah,
has a voice on
for,
this
sh-
team and like everyone is super smart. So
for sure, for sure. And Bonk, one of the hometown friends, so it was very easy to introduce him to this team and got him on T1. So good seeing him there. Proud of him. So
very proud of this team thus far. Speaking of the team, let's take a look at some standings here from week 1 of the CCL. And I don't know. I feel like there's I wouldn't say many surprises on here. One team I was kind of looking out for was kind of Western. They like I mentioned last week, they had picked up a couple of like a challengers players, and their coach has coached over in Europe before, so they have a lot of experience on this team, and they've been showcased a whole bunch on the mainstream. So clearly, this is like a team that this league wants to watch.
yeah, when we saw Western, we weren't too sure on how good they were or how well they were going to show up and play. But they do seem to be a pretty good and strong team. You can't see it, but a team did drop out, and that gave everyone a free win that played them. So that it's good for us, keeps us even. But they definitely wanted to play that game last week.
Yeah, the team that Teo was talking about is the Cyber Grizzlies. They, I guess, decided they didn't want to play, and that gives everyone a free win. So Fanshawe coming into this game 1-1, and the only other team that wasn't really shown on that scoreboard or that standing board was the Ryerson Rams, who are, I believe, 0-2 to start the year.
Yes, and
Yeah, so
I
obviously, like
believe
the
we
way
have
this
map picks for this.
we do, yes, we do. I was actually going to get to that, so let's take a look at the maps here if we can. All right, so we are going to start off on Bocage Hardpoint, then go over to some Tuscan S&D and Hardpoint. We love our Tuscans. I know the Fuel T1 boys love their Tuscan as well. We're going to be follow up with a Gavutu if a Game 4 is necessary, and Berlin S&D Game 5 if it does need to go the distance. I believe we also do have vetoes if we can pull those up real quick. So Berlin being the Hardpoint Fuel veto, S&D being Bocage. McMaster going with the classic Duo Desert Siege veto because no one wants to play that.
For
Um,
sure.
what do you like about these picks, Teo?
I'm loving the Bocage and Tuscan hard points. Mainly because Bocage, I know our SMGs can slay, and I can't wait to see three. I'm pretty sure Bonk's gonna main AR, and it's gonna be Radix on the SMG for Bocage. So I can't wait because that's gonna be a good slaying map, and we should see some nice plays out of them. They're Tuscan. When we played them in Tuscan yesterday, they play Tuscan to a T. I have not seen a team play it so well and get the rotations off so perfectly, and I can't wait to watch that map.
Oh, I know, and like you said, their Tuscan is practically spot on. I'm not surprised that they went with the hard point for Tuscan, and like honestly, I feel like their Gavutsu can be a little underrated. Like they've when we played them, they've held us to some really bad scores, and like seeing Mega on that like third AR, he's a little underrated, and like I feel like if he gets his gunny going, if it gets to that map, like we don't know if we're
Yes,
playing that map yet. If it does get to that map, then we're gonna see Mega on that third AR, and he can be a little pest and a little thorn in the side of Master if he gets that gunny going.
it is an interesting map choice because how when we play them, I noticed that Mega swaps back and forth. You'll see them go 2-2 on P1 and P2, and then the other points, they will bring out the 3AR strat that everyone runs. But they do like to start off with a 2AR, 2 SMG, so it is an interesting watch for that case.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm excited for this game. I don't know about you.
I'm especially excited for the Tuscan S&D. I'm hoping Radix brings out a sniper. I love watching him snipe, so it should be very fun to watch.
Oh, I know. We need some of that good content here for sure. We're gonna take it to a quick intermission here. Thank you for watching our little pregame show. Map 1, Bocage Hardpoint will be up next. All right, we got some Bocage Hardpoint for game one here. Nice little mixy map. We kind of love those. Gets the boys warmed up here. Fanshawe electing to get the P2 tin spawns, which will be very nice so they can get set up early there on the P2 spawns. Really, I guess at this point, they just want to watch the rotation. They don't want anyone to get through in terms of McMaster players getting through for spawns. So it's going to be holding down those angles and trying to kind of keep them off of P1, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be nice to see where Pups Mega go, and definitely where Radix. It looks like Radix is heading river, so.
Obviously, nothing happening too much off the bat here. Bonk kind of setting up on P2, gets taken out by Schneids. Big Head George also getting pups there. And Mega's obviously in barn here, just kind of seeing where the McMaster players are coming from. Bonk sitting back barn, taken out again. I believe this head by Big Head George. Mega playing his life. Pups taken out by, I believe that was Dism with a grenade. There at gate. Mega looking for the guy back in here. Double chow at a bomb. There's going to get the guy, and that should keep them spawns here.
Seems as if they did lose the spawns there. Unfortunate events happen. Pups is trying to retake, gets taken out by Drix.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely saw a nice little McMaster to push there consistently throughout, I think, back river to kind of secure them spawns. Looks like they're kind of still feeling each other out. Bonk's having a little bit of a struggle there. We saw him get a little head glitch pieced off of there earlier on. Pups looking there at river. Can't get the kill there, unfortunately. Mega's getting some time here, which is really interesting considering that they're kind of flooding him from all angles. Pups playing his life. Yeah, he's just playing his life on time there, big door.
Pups
with a nice kill, yeah.
Mega on point, but Mega gets picked off right away, so. Seems as if Fuel is starting off pretty well. They're keeping good time on, keeping them off time, so it's a decent start. They are definitely just warming up a little bit, so.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, at this point, you're kind of just talking P2, kind of getting the setup ready for P3, because P3, in hindsight, really is one of these money hills on this map. I mean, other than really P5, like, there really isn't many money hills. I wouldn't even consider any hill a money hill on this map. So, I mean, if there was one, I'd say probably P3. You can get the spawns here. You can kind of spawn trap them with 30 seconds left, and get the rotation over to P4. But really, it is all going to be about just holding down those angles as Pups kind of ego shells out of the front door and gets taken down. And obviously, I feel like with that pick there, the setup kind of breaks down a little bit. Radix is going to have to play his life on point. That doesn't happen. Nitrix going to get 2 there.
It looks like McMaster is setting up a bit of a spawn trap against Fuel as they try and break it here, but Shins gets a 2-piece. So.
Yeah, definitely not exactly what Fuel wanted. Fuel wanted it the other way around there. But I mean, you gotta have to, cut your losses here, chalk the last little bit of time here. I mean, Pup's kind of getting some scrap. It's unfortunate that he was reloading there, gets taken out by Natrix, and they're looking new already.
Yep, they do get spawns for new, so kind of worked out in their favor a little bit. Didn't give McMaster too much scraps on old, but it seems McMaster is breaking them pretty easily here.
No, definitely, and I think at this point, Fuel just kind of needs to take it a little bit more slower here. Obviously, it's kind of hard to do that on a very fast-paced map like Bocage. I'd say it's probably the least technical map played, or tactical map played in that sense. You literally can just run around, get some kills here. But I mean, at this point, you're going to have to slow down, kind of group up, and figure out a push that will work out best for the team here.
Oh, and Bonk gets one in river, but Radix accidentally trades Bonk out for McMaster.
No, this is very unfortunate so far. However, I mean, we know how Fuel is. They will not go down without a fight. Especially on Bocage, it's anyone's game up until the final seconds. It's not over until it says someone's won. As we see a bunch of trades going on here inside a barn. And it looks like that number 7 and Schneider is already set up back castle, getting ready for new here. Number 5 and Dism is going to be already on the hill as hill pops for P5. And I like this position out of Nectrix. It's a very, very good power position to hold. You don't really necessarily need to play the gate. You can already look over mid. You can see if anyone's flanking around through Zig.
That would have been a huge 2-piece from Radix if he could get that last kill off. Just a little unfortunate in timing and got a shot off the second too late. Mega's timed Disman really well there. Got kind of fortunate with that kill. And Radix takes time on point.
Yeah, and at this point, Fanshaw's going to have to hold it from the front, which is not easy. However, in hindsight, they do technically will have spawns for P2. Actually, I kind of say that, and I kind of jinx them there. Number 7 does spawn 10. So spawn's kind of all over the place, and now, yeah, Fanshaw is going to start spawning in that back right tank area behind Castle, which is definitely not the spawns you want heading into P1, because like P1, there really is no set spawns that you want. You really just kind of want to work towards getting those P2 spawns.
Yes. McMaster hits 100 points. Fanshaw not too far behind. As you got Pups going 19-7. He's starting off pretty well. He just got another one. There's 20. So he's starting off really well. The rest of the boys do need to pick up a little bit of their weight, but they are playing a little better here and just getting warmed up.
Oh, for sure. And I think the one thing that is a little bit different, obviously, from last week to this week is how Pup started off a little bit slow there on that Tuscan in the very first game. He's now 20-19 on the most mixiest map in this game. He really is the aggressive sub for this team, so you kind of would expect him to be pretty good at a map like this where he can just kind of run around and just lay out. Mega 8-17, a little bit of a slow start for him. Radix 10-18. Pretty much everyone but Pups struggling to find their footing here as the second rotation to P2 will pop in about 4 seconds here.
Yes, I would like to point out their P5 break and hold did bring them back into this game, so they are only 30 points down. They do seem to have time on P2, and they're holding it really well and keeping McMaster off.
Absolutely. And that's the kind of thing you like to see. Like, they were down by about, what, 60, 50 points there going into that P5, and they're not out of this yet, and they're on the time right now. Obviously, Mega spawning out, trying to make his way through mid. Might get cut down by the guy at River. He does not. He dies to Big Head George and Barn. That's 3 down now for Fuel. Bonk, the last one alive here. And now he's taken out by Big Head George. And now McMaster does have a little bit of a stranglehold here on P2, looking to set up for new.
Yeah, it looks like Fanshaw might want to just chalk this point, have one try and break it out, see if they can, and if not, just set up new and try and get a good hold on new.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing is too, like you can't really cut your losses too often on this map because you'll end up giving up a bunch of scrap that could end up hurting you in the end. So really, you have to be really smart with how much time you choose to give up on certain hills, and especially like right now, they might have to keep hitting this out. They kind of have to keep this game close going into that P4 because that P4 is super mixy, just like any other map or any other hill on this map. So.
Yes, and it seems McMaster is holding another spawn trap. It seems they are very good at keeping Fanshaw spawning in and holding it really well.
Yeah, and that's the one thing you need to be able to get at a spawn to be able to get any map presence here. And it looks like Bonk is going to find those entry kills to finally get out of spawn here. Big Head George still on hill. Nice little beam there by Bonk.
That puts him on a 3 streak. Yep, he is firing up, you can tell. Unlucky, gets killed by a streak, but
I'm telling you, man, it's the caster curse. It's the caster curse. You call out they're on a streak and they die instantly after that.
For sure.
Unreal.
It does look like Fanshaw is giving up the rest of the scrap time and holding for new. Radix able to pick one up, but instantly gets traded by Big Head George.
Looking around here, Pups with a nice little beam into Hut there. This game is still not over. No matter how many points you go down, you're really not out of it on a map like Bocage. So, you know, 80 points seems scary on any other map. Bocage, definitely not. And I mean, if the subs can get going here for the Fuel and Mega and Pups, you can definitely see the clawback just a little bit, hill by hill.
And Pups gets a nice 2-piece to get the 2 guys off hill. Big Head George is trying to push it out still. Pups gets him as well. And Dism gets a streak. He kills Radix, but ends up killing his teammate who was pushing point as well.
10 seconds left here on P4. Nobody on new yet. Fanshaw probably should start thinking about it, as they are hitting old time here. We do see the rotation through, yeah.
That was a huge point for Fanshaw. They held that very well. And then to then go and get spawns, it worked out very well in their favor, so.
Exactly, Mega here on P5. Bunch of trades ensuing as well. Bonk just trying to play his life at tree is going to get taken out by Nice. Mega cannot get any bullets there on Schneid as well. Schneid's 31 and 20. My goodness. Pups 29 and 30. Make that 30 and 30. 31 and 31. My goodness. His stats just keep changing every time we go onto him.
Huge break from Pups. Great 2-piece there to get him off point. You did see number 8 Matrix spawn them out, and they did break it better from this side instead of on the actual spawns. So kind of interesting.
No, very much so. And like the thing was too, that P5 played out very similar to the first rotation where they broke with about 30 seconds left and kind of just held it from the front. They didn't get as much time here on this rotation though. However, I feel like in the long run, I feel like Mega could set up a little bit better here. As he finally realizes that they are spawning 10.
Mega's looking to get a good couple kills here just to heat up a little bit. There's a nice 3 down for McMaster. Make that 4. Mega trying to push out spawns, but all 4 of them are still there.
That's a huge kill by Bonk just to get the one guy out of there, but now he's going to have about 2 of them flood him. Yeah, and he is traded out there, as I say. That big head George able to get the trade on Bonk there.
Mega sees Disman on point. Manages to get him off, but gets traded out by big forehead George. Who then gets traded out by Radix.
Oh my gosh.
Bonk looking to grab spawns. They do. Pups grabs it for them instead. Little does he know there's 2 McMaster guys pushing up river.
Yeah, getting these kills in the back are going to be huge for the rest of this game, and it doesn't look like they are going to get that. They needed to get those kills out of back 10 to make sure that they could secure spawn still. But I mean, you know, about 15 seconds for McMaster until they get the game 1 win. And I feel like with that little 3-piece in the back there to secure spawns, it's not looking too bright for franchises right now.
Yeah, no, they only need 4 seconds left. Pups gets hit by a streak, and it doesn't look like any of them are close enough to get time.
Valiant effort nonetheless from the Fuel T1 boys. They are going to drop map 1, 250 to 178. McMaster leads the series 1-0. I mean, Bocage a very mixy map. Again, can go either way. It depends. It's more so just like a map that you guys, like the team, want to warm up on, I'd say. Kind of feel each other out. But what did you notice? Like, was there anything in specific that, like, the Fuel could have done a little bit better there?
Definitely. Pup started off really hot. Good for him. He's definitely going to be looking for revenge in these next 3 maps. Mega, 100% going to be trying to make a nice run in these next maps. He didn't start off too hot. We noticed that yesterday. He starts off a little mixy, hesitant, and then he does start to heat up a bit. Let's hope he heats up this game and they get the win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And S&D is a map or is a mode where the momentum kind of switches up a little bit. You know, you don't obviously want to go down 2-0. If you come back 1-1, especially in a decently dominant fashion, or even if you win like around 11, like that could cause the other team to lose full a little bit, and you can kind of take advantage of that heading into the next game. But as of S&D, we are going to see a Tuscan search and destroy. So we're going to head into a quick intermission here, and we'll be right back as the game starts. Alrighty. Tuscan search and destroy. McMaster leads this best of 5 series 1-0. The Fuel definitely should try to get this map to kind of swing the momentum back in the Fuel's favor and head into that game 3 on a high.
Fuel does look like they are starting off on defense. By the looks of it, when we played them, they definitely are a good defensive-sided team when it comes to S&D. They are a little more aggressive than they probably should be, but it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Oh god, yeah, like that's a thing that I mean we know they can play slow sometimes, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how they want to switch it up mid-game to kind of throw off the timing of McMaster. But I'm really hoping that we see Radix pull out a sniper at some point.
For sure. It looks like McMaster elects to go to A-bomb. Doesn't get the quick plan off. A nade comes in. That picks off Radix, so now it's a 4v3 for McMaster. Big Head doesn't see Mega. He does see him and picks him off right in mid.
I was gonna say that was very awkward timing.
Yes, very bad timing on Mega's part. Kind of unfortunate. Pups does get one. See if he can get the other one that's on Godheady.
Nice knows where Pups is. Oh my god!
Pups gets him as well. Huge two-piece from Pups. It looks like Bonk is electing to defuse, but he stops. Bonk gets picked off. That gives a call out for Pups.
Not enough time anyway, yeah. But wow,
Yeah.
Pup stuck with it. And it's very unfortunate that McMaster was able to get Bonk off a bomb there because, I mean, had Pups been able to watch over him a little bit more there, seeing the guy top fire, you know, and even just distracting him, not necessarily killing him, but just distracting him off of Bonk, you know, that could have been a very, very, very good first round for Fuel.
For sure. Good play on McMaster's side. Dismon did hold that fire pretty well. No one really on Fanshawe elected to go look at up there, so he kind of got a good piece on Bonk, which gave them the round.
Yeah, and I'm like what I'm seeing out of McMaster. Dism pulling out the sniper. Trying to wait for Fuel player, and yep, Radix picks out
And that's three down. Big Head sees Bonk chasing him, and that's all four. All four down in a matter of 2 seconds.
Wow, what happened there? Like, that happened so quick.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Sure. I think it was just bad timing. Pups and Mega both looking to see if anyone pushed from grass. Didn't see anyone. Decided to turn around, and then I think they just flooded A-bomb, and Fuel just got really bad timing on that one.
For sure, for sure. Fuel definitely needed a rebound round here. They definitely need to get something going. They don't want to have to go down in the hole early and have to fight their way back. Especially you don't want to go down 5-0 and have to work your way back and win 6 straight. So around here, we'll definitely get the Fuel back within this, and that's not a good way to start as Schneid picks Radix off top church.
Has been holding a sniper watching grass. McMaster's electing to put down bomb on A again. Pups running up mid. Who's that? Mega gets picked off trying to get the guy in fire. Pups does get one. Sees one on L, but Fire does pick him off. Oh, Fire didn't pick him off. He jumped down into mid.
It's alive. 30 seconds left on the bomb.
Bonk has plenty of time to clutch this up here. And I've seen him do it before. He can do it here. And unfortunate. Gets bad timing. Was it Dismon? No, it was Shins. Jumps right over him as he decides to slide.
Yep, Schneid jumps over Bonk. Very, very awkward timing. COD's all about timing, and, you know, it can be very awkward sometimes. And I don't know. I found it interesting that that Radix decided to go top church, knowing that the timing of the guy going top fire is a little bit quicker than the guy going top church. And with an AR like Schneid just sitting up there, I don't know why you'd want to peek that. I mean, I'm hoping they kind of realize that, kind of play a little more differently there.
So Trix does see Mega run. Pups does pick him off after getting the call out from Mega. Pups electing to go top church. Big Head picks him off. That leaves it a 2v3. Bonk sitting top fire. Mega sitting Godheady with bomb. And Mega gets absolutely gunned off of that heady.
Yeah, I mean, if only Mega played his life a little bit better there, and even player number 2, who was on the flank at P5, he could have caused some trouble there. I mean, he kind of went through anyway, and like in McMaster at this point, are just kind of hunting them down, playing together, playing the trade here. Very smart out of McMaster right now.
They are just running around together looking for Bonk. They looked in our spawn, but Bonk got good timing, went fire. Now Bonk's on the hunt for them. And Dismon just times him, and as he's hopping up to Godhead, he picks him right off.
I mean, McMaster clearly showing why they're going to be a top force in this pool. I mean, 4-0 to start. They're playing very, very well. Radix and Mega, unfortunately, both on donuts right now. They're kind of having trouble getting their footing here in this S&D. I mean, the Fuel need the round now. They need the round now, no matter what.
The Fuel need to play a little more cruddy, a little more kiddish corners, like corners you don't want to play, but you definitely need to sit there and just wait. It looks like they're getting in those spots, and then they're getting a little impatient, so they do make a little push. Pup sees one on Godheady. Mega's electing to sit B-bomb, waiting for someone to come out P5. Now, Schneid's calls in a glide, which does give him positioning of where Mega is, but he does not. He's unable to get the glide off on him.
Radix did get the first blood there. Unfortunately, it's kind of thrown away there. Netrix with a 2-piece there on Pups and Radix.
Yep, and now it's up to Mega and Bonk. It seems like it's always those two are the last two in the round. Bonk gets one. And Mega tries to re-chow it, but Dismon picks both of them off mid. Unfortunate events happening in that mid.
It feels like Fanshawe can't go anywhere without having to like worry about something on the back. Like Dismon was just able to get through P5, hit through well, and shoot both of them in the back. Like it's crazy. It feels like there's like more than 4 players on this map half the time. It feels like when they're playing against these guys.
Yeah, for sure. Dismon's 6-0, so he's on a 6th streak. So he should have full streaks, I'm pretty sure.
He does, and I believe that Schneid's will still have the strafe. So 3 streaks for McMaster to work with here over the next however many rounds he goes to.
Bonk gets picked off the L-heady. We've seen that from Schneid's all game. This guy is just gunning them off headies, and Fuel can't get a kill with it. Now the glide gets put to waste. He was thinking of getting Pups, but Pups managed to get into Church, but Pups definitely gets picked off after getting called out. Dismon gets 2. And he gets... Did he get the last one? He did. He got Radix in the end there. And then he decides to DK. Oh. Poor game from Fanshawe. Unfortunate events. They just got timed almost every round, and that's a 6-0 for McMaster.
McMaster now taking this best-of-5 series up 2-0. They can clean sweep Fanshawe on this next Tuscan Hardpoint. Obviously, we don't want to see that. We want to see the series go all the way. We want to see a Game 5 here. I don't know what you got to do. I think for Fuel, you just got to stay calm. You can't lose composure. Again, you're playing probably one of the best teams by far in this pool. And that Bocage, they really did keep their ground. So you got to think about that going into this next Hardpoint, I believe.
For sure. And this should be a good Hardpoint for our Fuel. We know they play well on this map. We're hoping they aren't losing full or losing their minds right now with what just happened to them, and they keep composure.
Yeah, exactly. And they have another game after this as well. So you just got to take it one game at a time. And like a wise man once said, it's never chalked. So they just got to stick with it.
Yes.
For sure. Alrighty. Yeah, we will throw it to a quick little break here when we come back. Tuscan Hardpoint for our Game 3. The Fuel looking to stay alive here in this best-of-5 against McMaster University. Alrighty, we're back for game 3. Hopefully not the last game as the Marauders go up 2-0 in this best of 5. Fanshawe needs this Tuscan to stay alive and fight for a game 4.
Definitely looking for a hot start from Fanshawe. We know they are good on this map. We know they play very well and are very good at breaking points and holding points. So we're hoping they do start off very hot. It looks like Fanshawe does have the good spawns, as the names are.
Yep, they are kind of mixed up here. Fanshawe's is in white. Marauders are going to be in red as of right now, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, no, they do have the preferred spawns for P1 here. It's about how they want to get this set up. They really do have a kind of a chalked setup right now. So it's not looking too good as of right now.
Yeah, there's only one McMaster player on point. He elects to look at you. Pups does pick off 2 to get point set. Radix trades Pups out. Radix does take Outer. He loves this spot. Very hard to get him off of it. And it looks like McMaster is electing to just sit back and take P2.
Yeah, no, exactly. And they have, looks like they have quite a bit of the angles covered already, so it's going to be a very hard break for Fanshawe unless they do get the first few picks of the gunfight. This hold looks very, very lethal out of McMaster.
Does look like Mega and Pups are pushing through P5. They do get one. There's another one in radio. Pups picks him off after getting the trade for Mega. Snipes is holding bottom church, but gets picked off by Mega. Then Mega gets traded by Desmond. Pups gets a massive 2-piece on plat, which should give Fuel the possession of point.
Yeah, it does, and he's kind of just sitting there at 90, playing his life, looking for the guys in the back, and I believe they are able to get the spawn blocks in Pups, and they are going to start spawning back there. However, a little too late, obviously, as McMaster is going to be ready for the rotation here. Nice, just going through roof here. Number 8 going to be set up in fire. Number 6 over at the arches. However, 2 get through. Two players on Fuel get through. And unfortunately, Dism is able to take out both. So, I mean, there's a little bit of life there for the Fuel to kind of get a setup, potentially, but cut down there by Dism. And the point is in McMaster's hands.
Fuel definitely starting off a little hotter this game. They kept that P2 really close. Didn't let McMaster get too much time. McMaster didn't let them get too much time on it. It was really scrappy hill, but it's what we like to see out of Fanshawe early in the game.
Oh, absolutely. And the only thing that that sucks for the Fuel right now is anytime they get a 3 down, another player on McMaster answers right back with usually 2 or 3. So they need to try to limit the multi-kills here. I feel like they are getting they're getting 2-piece a little too often, usually by one player, and they aren't able to get the trades in quick enough. And I mean, all to it for Fanshawe. So far, they're playing, I'd say, incredible. They're holding it to about an even lead, and I mean, it's 50-50 right now, and like literally 50-50. So
it looks like Fanshawe is gonna elect to give the rest of the 10-second scraps to McMaster, but McMaster does look like they're already set up for church. Oh, sorry, it is Fuel. Got a little.
Yeah, that seems like switched around there. Yeah, so Fuel does get the early setup here, and their setup does look quite nice. However, Mega is going to get timed, it looks like, by number 8.
So it does look like they broke through grass. There was one watching grass. He just got really badly timed. 2 of them peaked at the same time, got him out of grass, and that gives McMaster the point. Pups knows where 2 of them are. Definitely makes the call out to Bonk, who decides to try and peek one and get the trade. Doesn't end up getting it. Radix gets one with the pistol in mid. Mega still scrapping for on point 4 scraps, while the rest of his team elects to go P5. It looks like they have a good setup on here so far. Radix with a massive 2-piece. Oh, the massive 2-piece is on his teammate, but
Oh, man. Pups should have played his life better. Yeah, no, he was the only one there on the rotation. He was just playing the bottom of new and kind of was just challenging over it well. And they were able to break in through the top, and now the hill and spawns are in Mac's favor.
Yeah, definitely. Mac had one push out the back. Unfortunate, no one picked up on it. But Pups definitely should have realized that his team wasn't fully there, and he should have preserved his life a little bit. This point is a lot of nades and stuns, but it looks like they're going McMaster's way.
I mean, a very close game so far. Can't complain on the side of Fanshawe. Just like the Bocage, they're making this very, very mixy, keeping this game super close, and I feel like it's going to come down to chaining hills together, honestly. Like, if you can chain P1 to P2, and potentially P2 to P3, like, I feel like P2 and P3 are probably the easiest chainable hills on this map. If they're able to start chaining some hills together and getting some points, even if it's just 30 seconds a hill, they're going to get back into this game and probably take the lead at some point, but they have to start by getting some kills here.
Mega did start off hot, and he is keeping them in this game while Pups gets a massive 2-piece. I was just about to say Mega keeps keeping them in this game because he's always on the old point fighting for scraps. Pups likes to try and peek Godheady, but gets picked off.
They were able to get the first 3 kills there on the break. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, they answered back with the same amount of multi-kills, and it's just very hard for Fanshawe to get any traction because of just the way that the multi-kills are coming from McMaster here. They aren't getting them consistently, and anytime they do get them, they are always traded out with the exact same amount of kills by McMaster. So they definitely have to start, I feel like, maybe grouping up a little bit more, but winning, importantly, more of those ones.
It has been very back and forth. Number 6 for McMaster. Disman did get spawns for them, which makes Fanshawe spawn out and have to try and break this point from the other side. Pups gets a nice kill on plat. Yep.
Always traded out though.
And McMaster seems to be very good at trading their teammates out and picking up each other's slack. Mega with a nice 2-piece. Maybe a 3-piece here. Oh, and Big Head does get the trade out there. But Big Head gets a 3-piece. Didn't even see that.
Yeah.
And that will... This point should push McMaster to 200 points. Almost a 100-point lead, but Radix does get the scrap, so McMaster will not hit 200 points.
Fanshawe once again late on the rotation to P3. Bonk unable to get the guy off of Fountain. And, I mean, look at this setup right now. This is a textbook setup out of MacU. They could easily full 60 this if Fanshawe cannot get an entry kill somewhere here.
This is definitely more... It's definitely a 50-50 map with sub and AR. The ARs for Fanshawe aren't starting off too hot. You can see Bonk 7 and 17 and Radix is 12 and 23. I feel if they definitely get heated up and start getting in some important kills, Fanshawe will make a massive comeback and take the lead.
Yeah, but it definitely starts here. They got to get these guys off of the hill for sure. They can't keep affording to give up any more time here, especially because if the 30 seconds here goes the way of MacU, they'll be able to go to P4 with only 10 seconds probably needed to close out the series.
That's a huge kill from Pups and Mega, allowing them to take the rest of the scraps. Only have to worry about one. And you see Fanshawe's electing to leave Bonk alone at old and see if he can hold spawns. Oh, that would have been a massive kill for Bonk, but Big Head does manage to get him out, but Mega trades him. Pups is running up behind someone. Definitely gets a nice kill for Fuel to spawn in, it looks like. Mega's keeping the spawns. This could be a huge point for Fanshawe if they could get a nice amount of time on it. Could bring them back in this game, and a P5 is definitely mixy, so the next 2 points are huge points for Fanshawe.
100%. I don't want to curse anything, but you know, this is by far, I mean, look at that. I didn't even say what I was going to say, and they already broke in the hill. I was going to say this is by far their best hold on a hill. They had like 7 or 8 kills go their way off the break there, and they were able to get spawns, and they held a decent amount of time. They're still on the time here. But they really do need to think about hitting new here. Like, I think, yeah, 3 McMaster players already on new.
They definitely should watch that point back a little bit because I noticed that they did have good kills on P4, but no one was electing to pick up time, and it kind of costed them a couple seconds, like maybe 10 or so, and that could have definitely given them a little more boost.
Yeah, definitely. The series on the line here. The Fuel need to find a way to break into P5. get some time on here. Only 18 seconds needed for McMaster as that glide bomb is going to hit the front of P5, taking out Radix. Bonk challenge on Schneid, and can't get that kill. Schneid's 34 and 16 on a 3 streak right now. Only about 10 more seconds needed for McMaster to close out this series.
Fanshawe definitely needs to flood the hill and see if they can get him. They are contested. Bonk does get the last guy off hill, but he is going to have to fight Big Head George. And he wins it, which is huge for Fanshawe to keep him in this game.
Yeah, and what's great about that is that McMaster no longer wins here on P5, and like a player number 1 in Radix already on new. He's going to get some help here by the field players. However, he's going to be dealing with at least one more here in player 6.
And that was a huge kill from Pups on P5. It was amazing movement. Guy slide canceled right through the hole in the wall onto stairs and got the guy sitting in a little corner. Now this will be a huge point for Fanshawe. It looks like number 7, Schneid, is hitting grass out, gets Radix, and that will flip the spawns if needed to go through a P2.
Definitely getting very tense here. Fuel looked like they had some sort of setup going there. And, they still do have control of the hill. They just got to get it to about within 6 seconds of this hill to be able to force another hill here.
They do have to make sure McMaster doesn't break this old hill, but they definitely need to set up new. It looks like Pups is electing to go new already. He spots one radio, gets the pick off. Mega and Pups both looking. Mega unable to get the trade for Pups. That could be costly.
Yeah, that does look like it is going to be it. But wow, what resilience from the Fuel. They did not go away. And they definitely made McMaster earn that last map. Unfortunately, McMaster is going to win the series 3-0 here in this best of 5. And the Fuel will look to go to the next series against OTSU.
Yeah, Mega did start off pretty well that map. But the ARs just couldn't get it going right off the bat. If they had it going at the start, I think it would have been a completely different story. And I would love to see a rematch between these two teams.
Absolutely, and this is just the Fuel's second week here in the CCL, and what a first couple of days. You're going up against Brock University in your first game. Gonna be probably in that top 3 conversation here in the pool. And then literally the very next game, you go up against probably top 2. So you get probably 2 of your hardest matches out of the way first. And, you go into OTSU. OTSU has the same record as the Fuel. And, it could be a very skill-based kind of even match in that sense. So I think that they'll take the hour here to kind of regroup, refocus, get something to drink, talk it out a little bit, and just regain, refocus, and get ready to play Ontario Tech.
For sure. And I'm expecting my prediction for Ontario Tech is a clean sweep. They are going to come in that game absolutely on a heater. After losing 2 games in the CCL on their first 2 weeks, they are just going to fry them. They are not having another loss, and they will not take another loss.
I agree. And that game against OTSU will be at 9 o'clock tonight. So we are going to take a break in between. Thank you for watching the first game. Hope to see you for the second game.